West, you Buccaneers. Welcome back to Saturday night. Welcome back to Romhack Races. How's it going? I hope you're all feeling well. It is a super exciting Saturday night. If you're not overhyped already from the excellent GDQ runs that we've been seeing all day, we got a Romhack race for you here this evening. If you've never been, if you don't know what this is, every Saturday night, as often as we can anyhow, we have a brand new Super Mario World level made by someone in our community, fresh new makers tested by people in our community as well, and raced here for you all by racers who have no idea what they're in for. This is a sort of sight reading competition. Players have no idea what they're going to have to do, but they do have a difficulty breakdown from our testers, and we've got a really good level tonight for everybody. I'm excited to show this off. I haven't seen it, but the testers rather. I think the racers are going to really like it. The testers loved it. Our creator tonight is Jordan. You might know them from Orcus, a really, really, really cool hack that you should definitely check out. Jordan is the level maker. The treasure hunt is the level. The treasure hunt, presumably also being the goal. Length of longest section rated by our testers, 4 out of 10. Hardest trick to figure out, 3 out of 10. Hardest trick to execute, 4 out of 10. And that means this level is kind of right down the middle. These kind of 4 out of 10 levels make for a really interesting race because it is really, really anybody's game. And if you see some racers fly through this really quickly, don't take that to mean that the other racers are not good. We might see some really fast clears here, so hold on to your pants. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're feeling well. I hope you're ready to go. Get comfy. Get a snack. Make sure you're hydrated. Make sure your pets are doing okay. If you have them, make sure they're comfy. Hung out with Mallow today a lot and watched GDQ. Hope all pets are doing okay. I hope you're fine. We got Germ Dove in the upper left, CO Kadelic in the upper right to start, Ugg Rochester in the lower left, welcome back, and RB Pimlico in the lower right. But we do have other racers who are not on the restream right now. We can only fit 4 people, or else the screens would be little tiny screens and you wouldn't be able to see anything. So we have scouts who are going to be letting us know if anyone is taking the lead, who we should swap in on the restream, and hopefully, as it usually goes, the result of that will be that you all get to see most, if not everybody's clear on the level. We got about 10 seconds to go, so let's go. Let's get ready. The treasure hunt from Jordan. One thing to keep in mind, again, for these races, I always bring this up. Consistency and one-shots are generally what's going to win the day here. The racers either A, want to get through an obstacle on their first attempt or second attempt or as soon as they can. One-shots are great. If they can't do that or they get hung up by something, say the 5th obstacle, the 6th obstacle, they want to have consistency to get back to the part that they need to actually clear. And you're going to see probably a combination of that as we go through. It's anybody's race. And, yeah, we're getting ready to get started pretty soon. I don't know if maybe we have a slow start from the bot or what have you. 23 tonight. That's excellent. And, yeah, it did. Big shout-outs, of course, to Kezcade and Third Wall on the commentary for the very, very well-rehearsed Casio Super Mario World run earlier today on GDQ. But let's get going. Let's do it. Week 173. Mario has embarked on a perilous journey to help discover a long-forgotten ancient relic. Are there ever courses rated higher than 5? Yes, there are. I think we've had up to 9, I believe. But we like to switch it up a little bit. If it's too hard, certain people like that, certain people don't. Looks like CO Kadelic really likes this level already. We have got some nice platforming here. This is a really chill section. Jordan, who made Orcus before. If you haven't played Orcus, definitely check that hack out because it is fun and smooth. Really big progress already. This is going to be some quick moves going on. CO Kadelic in the upper right. We've got bounce combos, we've got bullet combos, and we've got this blue Koopa up at the start. The direction that the shellless Koopa will slide is the opposite of the direction that you hit the shell on. So think of it like you're pushing the Koopa in the direction you want it to go. So contact on the extreme left of the blue Koopa will send the shellless Koopa to the right, and that completes the second bounce in the combo. From there, a little bit of spin jumping, and we got You Fail Me coming in the upper right. And this is that part where everybody is kind of getting to right now. I haven't seen anybody cross this red shell obstacle yet. Louis Doucet might be the one to do it. Yeah, yeah, hold up. Upper right-hand corner, Louis Doucet already through the first section. Revelug coming in the lower left, also through the first section. So keep your eye on the upper right, lower left. We got Disco Shell in the second half. Disco with that wedge-shaped hitbox. Gonna have to surf on the Disco as it opens the turn blocks. That's the opening to let the Disco go through, and then you're gonna have to kind of fumble around a little bit while you align on the shell. Keep in mind, again, the Disco Shell, as I'm sure some of you know, many of you know, the Disco Shell with the wedge-shaped hitbox makes it a little bit more difficult to surf on, as you have to kind of aim for a side of it. You can't hit in the middle. Halcyon, too, joins us in the lower right. Second section, You Fail Me. Still working on this first one. Halcyon, yo, going for the Goomba jump. That's a classic bit of tech there. 2 Goomba bubbles stacked on top of each other, and by hitting them both from the top, you're breaking both of the Goomba bubbles and causing your player to hesitate when that happens, allowing you to hit the lower of the 2 Goombas that are trapped in those bubbles. It used to be a little bit more feared for tech, but I've seen it used a lot more recently. B2DE81. I just like reading out their full name. Joining us in the upper left, everybody on your screen right now trying to get out of this second section. Halcyon with that really nice shell jump lower right. He could have a chance for progress. Yo, I really, really like the environment here. Jordan really making it a nice bright forest in the middle of the day. Yeah, this is anybody's race right now, and this is exactly what we're talking about with consistency. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even notice that because the background didn't change. Well, you're absolutely right. Revelug, you know, now that I look at the obstacles on everybody's screen, Revelug is 1 whole checkpoint section ahead right now. Sorry, make that 2. My bad, my bad. They had the same background, and at a glance, I just assumed that they were on the same section. I am definitely going to get fired here. Revelug, a whole section ahead right now. Moving on to, what would that be, the 4th checkpoint section. We're outside now. Shell jumps and regrabs over those shellless Koopas. But I was about to say that this is a really good level to show off consistency. These obstacles aren't too difficult in and of themselves, but being able to stay consistent is what's really going to make the race, and we'll see about it too. So now it's B2 upper left and Revelug lower left on the same section, that 4th checkpoint section right now. Revelug with a little bit more knowledge. They've seen more of this area, and so B2 is going to need to put the consistency on if they want to get a little bit farther in a shorter amount of time. Louis Duce and Halcyon, yeah, working still on the 2nd, and 3rd section, respectively. Also, if y'all have any questions or anything you want to learn a little bit more about SMW mechanics, Kaizo levels, how this stuff all works, please feel free to ask in chat. Germdove, yo, a section ahead, all right. Halcyon, yo, I like that move with the red triangle. Normally those red triangles are for Mario to run up the wall, but since all sprites, well, I don't know at all, since a lot of sprites tend to interact with them in ways, you can use it like a little ramp to launch a shell up into the air. And you use that for a little bit of elevation if you need to bounce on something that's at that position. Or in this case, getting it low like that because you need the horizontal lift. And Halcyon's definitely got it. Moving on as well. So here again, the battle of one-shots versus consistency. Both of the other racers now have more knowledge on this section than Halcyon. However, all you got to do is one-shot it. It just takes 1 life, so we shall see. B2, I think, getting a little bit more consistent on this section, even though Revelug has been here longer. One thing that is really helpful that I wanted to point out, especially for this air section, as they're walking off that winged platform with the gray blocks with the wings on it, if you're standing on the ground and you thought to set that up ahead of time, if you hold the jump button, B or A, you'll basically have your slow fall set up ahead of time. And when you walk off something, you will automatically get the full benefit of your slow fall. And that can make the difference sometimes. You see in this obstacle, B2's about to do it, where they have to run off the platform and clear that little bit of air there. Having slow fall makes your horizontal in that section longer. Look out, though. Revelug with the key. B2 with the key. Halcyon trying to get the key. How does spinning not take damage? I'm assuming it's some kind of rotational science thing going on. That seems logical to me. B2DE, upper left-hand corner of your screen on a big read right now. I don't think they've been here, and this is where one-shots are really going to come into play. Can they just read this obstacle? Looking good so far. A slightly too much of a spin jump there. That's tough to do, to get those tiny jumps at like a half or a third press with a low ceiling like that, especially on a read. Takes a lot of articulation to pull that off. Meanwhile, Germ Dove here trying to get over that disco. But, Louis Duce back in action on the next section. And Halcyon made it all the way to the locked door. They need to bring the key. This is not a standard element in Vanilla Super Mario, these yellow doors with the keyhole on. But they have become pretty standard in Kaizo. We've seen them in, like, Invictus and other hacks. Basically, in the original game, keys were only there to give you a secret exit. The only thing to do with a key was to take it to that sprite keyhole and get the secret exit of the level. But we in Kaizo have come up with more things to do with them. For more utility purposes, they can slide along these surfaces because you can stand on them. And we made these yellow key doors. So instead of actually just having to beat the level, now it just works more like a locked door in any other game, where you just bring the key to that, push into it with the D-pad, and you're off and running. B2DE, let's go. All right, look out. B2. Oh my gosh, who was I watching? No way. No way. And my eyes are in the wrong place because Halcyon got it first. I love that golden Reznor at the end. Oh, man, my eyes were in the wrong place. It is tough. Yo, try watching 4 screens at once sometime. And that is a really tight 1-2. Yo, the photo finish. B2DE and Halcyon in first place. Such a snipe, I know. But that golden Reznor, I mean, come on. That was awesome. I really, really, really like that that golden Reznor. Don't forget, you can type exclamation leaderboard into chat as the race goes on to see all the positions of the racers. You can check out romhackraces.com if you want to get this level for yourself. We have the patch on there, not the ROM, but the patch. You can get the patch and turn your old boring ROM of Mario World into a new and exciting Romhack race level. You don't have to race, if you just want to try these levels out. We maintain that archive as a resource for the community, for folks who want to just give them a try sometime if you want some old bite-sized Romhack race challenges. Race is on for third right now. You Fail Me, Louis Duce, Revelug, and Ugg Rochester. I really like these races that shape up on the, I'd say 3 to 5, maybe 4 to 6 out of 10 difficulty levels, because you get some really, really tight, kind of synced clears like this, where progress is down to 1 death, 1 good read, one slip of the finger here or there. Ugg Rochester, though, after a bit of a hiatus, definitely making their way back in style. You Fail Me, Louis Duce, and Revelug, too, working on it. I don't know who has gotten the most progress here. Yo, might be RB Pimlico. I really, really, really like this music. Such an atmosphere. Here goes Revelug. Yo, falling down the chasm of unbelievable mystery. Yo, very cool. And, yo, Revelug getting the golden Reznor. Love that golden Reznor statue. Oh, well, technically, no. You know what? I believe that's technically a Dino Rhino. And it actually just makes me think, is there any actual difference between Reznor and Dino Rhino? Because the, if we really want to put on our technical nomenclature goggles here for a moment, there is Reznor, which is the boss that spins around on the platforms. There is Louis Duce grabbing that golden statue for the nice 4th place win. Well done. Well done tonight. But there is Reznor on the rotating platforms. There are Dino Rhino, the big dinos that hop around. And then technically, the little tiny dinos that they turn into, they're called Dino Torch. Yo, you fail me. Did anyone catch that swag? Oh, I love the fact that they're going to win on that one. Nicely done. The only player I've seen to try that so far, getting a whole cycle skip by doing a key jump, tossing the key onto the spikes. It can stand there and you can stand on the key on the spikes, and then by performing ye old classic key jump Kaizo maneuver, you can just pull the key up with yourself as you jump and fly safely to victory. Nicely done. Very good. Good swag. Good swag. 100 cool points. We got Detdu, we got Nathan, MG, Ugg Rochester, RB Pimlico, everybody working on this final section. Such a nice level. Oh, geez, Nathan. I've seen Nathan and I think Ugg Rochester trying that strat. That's a little bit trickier. But Detdu, hey, all right, let's go. Sub 13. Nicely done, Detdu. A really talented racer. I've seen them play before, and they recently put out some hacks that were quite impressive. But yeah, Nathan and I think Ugg Rochester, I don't know if they gave up on that strat. You'd notice that what they're doing there is trying to spin jump on the spinies that the pipe Lakitus are throwing out. That's what those pipe Lakitus do. They hide there, and then they peek out, and they chuck a spiny up into the air. That's not what you do. And I don't really mean to spoil or anything. You know, people, I don't know who's like listening to the commentary or whatever, but it's a good illustration of something that I think is worth talking about. RB Pimlico, though, first and foremost, congratulations on that very classy sub 14, coming in fast now. Very well done, dude. Everybody's ripping it up tonight. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. If a section or an obstacle seems suspiciously hard to you, especially if it seems suspiciously harder than everything else around it in the level, you gotta kind of take a psychological read with this kind of thing. You gotta get inside the maker's head a little bit. You gotta understand what the artist was trying to say. And in so doing, you'll probably be able to identify, hey, wait a minute. This particular obstacle is really tight, like oddly tight. Why in the world does the maker suddenly want me to do a triple regrab with a low ceiling or whatever the case may be? In this case, it's the spins on the spiny. Gen Maru, oh, yo, sorry, I gotta shout the racers out as they clear. The most important part of a Romhack race, of course, being the racers themselves. Great job, Gen Maru. I've seen some strong wins from Gen Maru in the past couple weeks. Well done. But yeah, basically all I'm trying to say in a long, convoluted way is get into the maker's head. If an obstacle seems suspiciously tight and you're just dying over and over and over again, maybe that's a hint that that's not actually what you do. Very often when I find myself confused by a setup or too tight, not understanding, what I try to do is say, what assumptions am I making that I can question? And sometimes bad strats, bad moves are the result of bad assumptions. It happens to literally everybody. But that's where presence of mind comes in, right? Just kind of think about it. Is this really what I'm going to do? Always question, you know, question the space. And then again, you're thinking about what can I do? Not necessarily what did the maker want me to do, because you're analyzing the space moreover than just the obstacles. I hope I'm making sense here. Germ Dove doing well with the key. Proto Pizza down here in the lower right. Ugg Rochester, Nathan still working on it. But I'm just trying to talk about presence of mind, which I mean, gosh, I wish I had more of that too. You know, Ugg Rochester though, out of here. Yo, you could buy a whole. I wonder what a gold Reznor statue is gonna go for on like Antiques Roadshow or something. Don't paint it. Don't clean it. Just leave it there. Germ Dove. You know what? I think at auction that would go for about 10,000 cool points. Germ Dove, nicely played. Yo, Gen Maru, thank you for the raid. Thanks for rocking out with us on Romhack Races. Hey, that reminds me. Good plug. Go and you know, pick a racer you like, find a new friend, and then go over to their channel and find that little button with the little heart on it, little purple button says follow. Give it a little poke with your finger if you're on mobile, or with the mouse pointer if you're on desktop, and follow the racers. There are a lot of great people that are trying to get their names out there, streaming Kaizo, and you know, people who care about the artistry and people who care about improving their skills. Kind people in our Kaizo community. I'm proud of them all, and I think you would be as well. Go and follow the racers. make a new friend, and it really goes a long way for the whole community. We got Misha Vargas here. We got Nathan. We got Cio Kadelic, maker of Bun Bun World and Bun Bun World 2. Working on, I think, the second section. Yo, Ugg Rochester, welcome back. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome back. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, yo, glad everybody liked the level tonight. Our testers also really, really liked it. Of course, big shout outs, and I want to make sure I get this right here. I want to make sure I give credit where credit is due here. So just give me 1 sec and let me make sure. Yeah, I would like to shout out all the testers tonight. We have a really incredible in-house team of testers who volunteer their time every week to, in secret, test these levels out, give feedback to the makers, and just make sure that they're race ready. And I would really like to shout them out specifically. The testers for this week: Sojo over there on twitch.tv/Sojo, Osu Mario Cartman, Nom over there on twitch.tv/Nom, SJ and Charlie the Cat, and SQL Infection, who tested and rated this level for everybody this week. And of course, Jordan for making. But I don't know if you all remember. Some of you probably do. But you know, Kaizo Mario sight read race goes back many years on Twitch and in the kind of Mario community, all the way back, maybe even before. But I think it started to gain prominence all the way back Mario Maker 1, when we could finally, you know, build levels, make levels, and there were at the time weekly Kaizo races. I think there was the Friday easy level race and the Saturday hard level race. There were 2 a week, and it was good. It was a good time. It was a lot of fun. But those who were around back in the day, and even in the earlier days of like Mario SMW racing, you know, the science of testing levels and understanding what makes a good race level as opposed to just a good Kaizo level has really come a long way. And, you know, the testers are so on point with what they do and really understand, you know, there are certain things about race levels. You need to have certain other considerations, right? You know, maybe in your hack, you want to throw 1 million Kaizo blocks. That's fine. In a race level, maybe not, right? And so the whole business of making these nice, smooth race levels, like, didn't happen by accident. It happened because a lot of people put in a lot of time of their own to volunteer and to test this kind of thing out. And I would just really, really like to say thanks for that. We all learned a lot about like how to design race levels, what makes a good sight read level. There were some very old Kaizo. I think some of the earliest Kaizo stuff on SMW Central was part of those, some competitions and whatnot. Yo, Nathan, looks like they have put it together. They question. You gotta question what works, or in this case, what doesn't work. And yeah, Nathan gunning for this exit now. Misha Vargas not too far behind, and Proto Pizza definitely getting right there. Oh, there's a little checkpoint right there. I didn't even notice. Some of the other racers got through so quick. There's a little checkpoint, and I love the little dino statues that hold up the tape of the checkpoint. That's so clever. Each biome has a little checkpoint holder. That's really clever. I guess I didn't notice that in the first ones. Yo, Halcyon, thank you for the raid. Great job tonight. That's twitch.tv/Halcyon. You know, because of you, I've started using the word Halcyon more just like in my general vocabulary. Like, oh, back in my Halcyon days at college, it's just the phrase just pops out of me naturally. And it's because of it's because I'm saying your name all the time. It's like brought that word back into my vocabulary. I appreciate it. It's a good one. It's one of them fancy $2 words. Hey, yo, Misha Vargas getting one of those fancy gold Reznor statues. Oh, I just put that together. Man, I'm slow. This level is the treasure hunt, and then you go and get the gold treasure at the end. Ah, that's wonderful. As they found the treasure, and they gave it away. It was too bright to look at. They were too shocked to say. Nobody knows what song that's from. We got Endless Ascent here in the upper left. We got Nathan MG, CO Cadelic, and Proto Pizza. We are only, I want to point this out too, man. We're only 23 minutes into this race. Don't even be like, oh, these racers are so slow. 23 minutes is a really solid time. These players are making this look easy. This is tough stuff. Even a 4 out of 10 Kaizo level is still a Kaizo level that takes a lot of skill, articulation, game knowledge. Nathan MG, good job. GG Nathan MG, GG. Yes, that is correct. This is sight reading. It's blind for the racers. The makers obviously have seen it. The testers have seen it. But those who are racing are completely, have no idea what they're in for. Although they do get a little update about the length, the difficulty, and the complexity. We learned over time that allowing racers to have that information at the start is just a helpful way to help them make informed decisions. Because sometimes, you know, if you maybe want to race an easier level and then you get stuck with a really hard one, you're just kind of going, what the heck, you know? So just giving them a little, you know, 4 or 5 out of 10 or whatever, X out of 10 is just a helpful way to kind of let players know, hey, you know, you're in for this or that. And actually, you know, in developing the rating system for Romhack races, that's honestly become a really good rating system just for Kaizo stuff in general. Those 3 metrics in particular, length of longest section, hardest trick to figure out, and hardest trick to execute, on average, those are really good metrics for just assessing and understanding kind of what you're in for in Kaizo. You know, it's not, you know, yeah, I saw that on the overcomplicated spiny throw. But here's the thing. What you did was you questioned it at a certain point. You came around and you questioned it. That's the skill. That's the commendable skill. GG on that. GG on that. You could still be sitting there right now trying for that. That's the skill. Also, Nathan, thank you for the raid. Hope everybody's doing well. Again, we got Endless Ascent here. We got Fernap, who has joined us in the upper right. CO Cadelic now on the 3rd section. Or, sorry, 4th section. And Proto Pizza, 4th section as well. Lots of clears tonight, man. I'm impressed. 23 signed up tonight. And if you would like to be among one of the brave racers who would like to try one of these are open to the public. You can head on over to romhackraces.com and sign up anytime. Usually, I think we open signups on Saturday. We have these every Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to race with us, you're more than welcome to do that. The signups are really there so we know who to watch and, you know, so we know like who is racing at all. But yeah, you're welcome to do that. Or if you just want to try the level, you can get the patch on the website as well. We also have the Discord. You can jump on over to the Discord server and hang out with us, talk shop. We got a lot of good channels and stuff to help out folks doing ROM hacking. And we got the new base ROM, Romhack Races base ROM. If you're looking to make a Romhack race level or just work on your own Romhack projects, the magic users have, the mages and sages of Romhack races have put together a really helpful base ROM patch that will just take a lot of the tedious crap out of making a hack and make it a little bit easier for you. It comes with a lot of quality of life patches, so you don't have to do that all yourself. It comes with a lot of extra resources to make your file managing system easier. If you want help with that, you can talk to us on the Discord. We're happy to help. And it should just be a good resource to just help people make good ROM hacks and make them a little bit faster, a little bit better, a little bit easier. You know how Bob Ross has like, you know, you start watching Bob Ross and he says, well, today we have a pre-stretched canvas and we already painted it with a nice coat of clear gesso, and that will help the paint blend. That's what you're getting with the base ROM. You're getting a nice pre-stretched canvas instead of having to, you know, go out and hunt an animal and skin it and put the skin on and then make a canvas for yourself. You know, too much hassle. Too much hassle, and we try to simplify that process for everybody. It's a little bit easier than painting with charcoal on cave walls. You know? Although I did hear I read an interesting article recently. This is neither here nor there. While we're just hanging out, I did read an interesting article recently about, it posits the theory that cave paintings, you notice like murals and ancient drawings in caves often have like animals with multiple heads in different positions. The neck is up and down, or the human form is like multiple arms, so like it looks like it has like Goro from Mortal Kombat and has like multiple arms. And apparently anthropologists wondered over this for a long time. And one theory posits that these were actually primitive cartoons and movies, because when you would be in a cave with obviously no modern lighting, you would have torches and firelights, and the firelight flickering would cause the images on the wall to look like they were moving. And one researcher found that after he went in and studied some of the paintings with just like a torchlight. Endless Ascent, yo, doesn't need a torch to get out of here. Sees just fine with the gold radiant light of that Reznor statue. GG. Endless Ascent. Well played. Proto Pizza! Next time. Next time. Code Phoenix in the upper left, Fernap in the upper right. CO and Proto Pizza trying to wrap this one up. Yo, thank you for the raid, Germ Dove. GG. GG Germ, GG Germ Dove, GG G Dove G. Couple extra G's in there. Keep those for you. Just put them in your pocket. I gotta say, I really like the background music in this fourth section that Proto Pizza is on, whose audio you are hearing right now. I don't know, it's just nice. I think this is from Pocky and Rocky. It sounds like it's from Pocky and Rocky, which is a sweet game. If it's not from Pocky and Rocky, it should be. You should definitely play Pocky and Rocky. Yeah, this is for sure from Pocky and Rocky. It's gotta be. This is one I know. I'm not normally good with the song that's playing in the Romhack, but this is from Pocky and Rocky. Is it? No, you're right, it is. Ow. Ow. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. The other... No, you're absolutely right. It's Legend of the Mystical Ninja. Yeah, but it sounds really similar to that... In my defense, I'm not good at name that tune. In my defense. Is it? No, okay, wait. Now I want to know. Hang on. Can we solve this mystery once and for all? Who's wrong? Me or me? It's got to be one of those games. It's definitely from a game. That much I can tell you for sure. Okay, alright. It's from Legend of the Mystical Ninja. Also a good game. If you haven't played Legend of the Mystical Ninja for Super Nintendo, you definitely should. Proto Pizza has some time. They got out of this level way too fast. They got some time to go check out Legend of the Mystical Ninja. GG Proto Pizza. Yo, Sony Slave, let's go. Coming in on the lower right, we got Sony Slave, Fernap, Code Phoenix, and CO looking to wrap this level up. Yeah, you know, that's the thing, is like I am a musician, so people like so like it's logical to expect that I would be like all about like video game songs and OSTs and stuff, but honestly, I'm not really much of a video game music guy. I like I hate to say it this way, real music. I know that video game music is real music. It definitely is. There are video game tracks that I love. There's lots of great video game music. It is for sure. I own the Celeste soundtrack on vinyl, okay? It's real music. But, yeah, I don't know. I've just never, like... I've always been, like, a band guy, you know? Like a rocker kind of band guy, you know? Oh, that bass player was so cool. Oh, you should hear the live version from 75 or whatever, you know? And so video game stuff has always just kind of been like bleeps and bloops to me. You know, they're nice bleeps and bloops, but it's just like, you know, bleeping. No. I didn't mean it. I take that back. Dearest video game OST, I humbly apologize for my completely misshapen take on your status as real music or not. After considering it for several moments, I have come to the conclusion that I was wrong. Please accept my most humble and sincere apologies. This is GDQ week. We're all about that, right? Please, video game music, accept my humble and sincerest apologies for calling you not real music. You are certainly real music. And in fact, you were programmed by people who are very, very talented at getting an incredible amount of sound out of a basic and limited sound chip. Let me say this. I like real instruments. Is that a good difference? I like real instruments. Yeah, I even like some techno, digital stuff. Heck, I've got a pocket operator sitting on my shelf right now. But you know, I tend to go for instruments. Now, granted, some video games have real instruments, so like, how many other ways can I have poor takes today? What, you know, and I'm surprised no one's mentioned Cuphead yet. Come on. Like, I love the Cuphead. I love the Cuphead soundtrack. I know. Now I'm just digging. Now I'm just digging a hole here. I know. That's what I do. That's what I do. You know, but Buckethead did describe scale arpeggios just like digging a hole. So I'm just trying to be a musician about it. You know, it's funny too, because so I like I really do like the music of Cuphead like a lot. Funfair Fever, glorious song. And I like that era and style of music in general. And there is an album, I like to pick up albums at thrift stores and something. And there is an album, Duke Ellington, Concert in the Virgin Islands. It's on YouTube. It's on Discogs. I bet somebody can even get the link in chat. But that album, I got it, and I brought it home and I put it on the turntable, and I started playing it. And I was distracted. I was like background music, and I was doing something else. And the one song came on. I think it's the second or third track on the album. And I turned to my wife, and I'm like, hey, yo, this is sounds like Cuphead music. No, wait, incorrect. Cuphead sounds like Duke Ellington. But to really hear the similarity, I don't know, check the concert out. If you're into that kind of music, I don't know, Duke Ellington, Concert in the Virgin Islands, sounds exactly like what Cuphead is trying to be. And to hear that, and then to hear how well Cuphead pulled off that style, mind-blowing. Really, really appreciate the effort that goes into the video game OST that is Cuphead. What am I trying to say? Yeah, thank you, Doc. Thank you. Yeah, I think it's the second or third track. You'll know it when you hear it. If you start just listening, you'll hear that one fast track pick up. Yeah, that's the album though. You'll hear that fast track pick up, and you'll be like, "Oh my gosh, this is exactly what Cuphead wanted to do." But it's not. Like Ellington did it first, right? And then Cuphead just tried to do it like in the style of that kind of thing. And it's like you hear how well they pulled it off when you hear how like the source material could fit right into the game. Speaking of which, when are we getting that Cuphead DLC, man? Come on. I'm hungry for the delicious last course. Oh, June 29th. Oh, well. Oh, well, okay. Well, asked and answered then. I'll shut up. Yeah, heck, Darkanine. I'll pay $5, $10 more for the game if it comes with a guarantee that their devs got an extra week of paid vacation. straight up. That's another way to speak with your wallet, isn't it? I'll pay the $10 price tag. Just add $10 onto that DLC and said all our devs got a week of paid vacation extra. Sure, pass that right on to me. That's cool. I want better games with worse graphics made by people who are paid more to work less, and I'm not kidding. Yo, speaking of good stuff coming out this year, I wanted to point out, because I played through it recently and had a freaking ball. G-Breeze, fellow Super Mario World ROM hackers, lend me your ears, hearken to the tale of G-Breeze Sunset, one of the most legendary Super Mario World ROM hackers, asset creators, innovators, and level designers this little planet Earth has ever seen. G-Breeze has recently dived into SMB3 and has just put out a new SMB3 hack. I think it's called the Wetland Trials. I think that's the name of it. It is on SMW Central right now if you want to check it out. It is really, really fun, and I think it rides the line very well. It is a standard hard hack. It is not necessarily Kaizo, but you're not in for an easy time either. It is decidedly standard hard with that trademark signature G-Breeze good level design philosophy. Highly recommend it if you're into SMB3. It is a really, really fun one. I would say yes. Basic vanilla knowledge is enough to get through it. Actually, yes, I'm sure it is. There is, yeah, there's a little teeny tiny bit of ASM, I think, just to kind of help it flow a little bit. And as long as you know your way around basic SMB3 stuff, yeah, basic vanilla knowledge will be fine. I don't want to spoil too much, but you know, as long as you're familiar with how the power-ups work. And oh yeah, if you're you should be, yeah, Darkanine, you should have no problem. Oh yo, C3 voting is open. Another 36 hours. Let's go. If you want to vote on C3, you got from now until the end of the 36-hour block. Get those votes in. And that, of course, is over on SMW Central, the internet's #1 resource for Super Mario World ROM hacking since 2005. I've always thought that I would like to make at least a Various Dragon, at least in SMB3 Various Dragon. Just a big shell yump item abuse level. Because honestly, I've never seen Mario 3 take into that kind of space. You know, we've seen we got I mean, Orange Expo did really like Kaizo stuff, MFP with Final Kaizo, which was really intense, and Mini Kaizo Brothers 3 as well with some custom ASM. We've seen some hard stuff. We've seen some expert level SMB3 Kaizo, but I haven't seen like a big giant item abuse combo type level, and I think one should exist. Hey, yo, Code Phoenix, drop it in, sliding their way onto the 4th and final section. Yo, can we get some H's in chat? Code Phoenix and CO now working on the 4th section. What's up? Oh, just hanging out. Enjoying tonight's Romhack race. Probably gonna catch the end of GDQ tonight. Just hanging out. I hope y'all are doing well. Yo, Sony Slave, lower right-hand corner with a good run right now. Oh, I'm sorry I cursed him. That's on me. Yo, you know what, though? One racer gets cursed, another one gets blessed. CO. Good job, Golden Reznor, Golden Dino, CO, Dino Mayhem. Yeah, CO really should have that Golden Dino. Look good on the mantelpiece. Oh, Fernap, one jump away from that H. We got TJ Crunchy down here working on that disco. Code Phoenix, 4th section. And everybody else on the 2nd. Yeah. Wait, is it 2nd or 3rd? The first two look similar, so I forget. Oh, that makes sense. Oh, that makes sense. Beaches 1 and 2, Forces 3 and 4, Castles 5 and 6, because there's a little checkpoint and the halfway. I don't know why I thought that both of the forest checkpoint sections were separate areas. Yeah, okay, that makes much more sense. Sure. Sure. So everybody right now working on the first half of the forest section, or checkpoint 3. This disco shell's a troublesome foe. I commend everybody for doing their best with the disco shell. Disco surfing is tough enough, but then you add in the yellow turn blocks. The disco needs to bump it once, and then it can travel through the empty space. And while that's happening, you have to find a way to land and move and bounce. It's challenging. It's one of those obstacles where you end up seeing it. If you play a lot of Kaizo, you end up seeing that disco gate kind of obstacle. I don't even remember the first time that someone used that, where you're surfing on a disco and you need to open the turn block to keep the disco going. I want to say, honestly, that's from Gracie World originally. I might be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure there was an obstacle like that in Gracie World. Kind of an older hack. But it's an obstacle that you see show up frequently if you play enough Kaizo, and everybody kind of has their own approach for dealing with it. It's something that's, I guess, a little bit hard to teach. But I think the trick is that you just want to have good control over the disco. What does that mean? It means two things. Good bounces, where you land decisively on the side you want to go and you're anticipating the kickback. When you bounce on a disco, you get kind of kicked off in one direction or another toward the side that the wedge is facing. So if you bounce on the right, you get kicked off to the right. You bounce on the left, you get kicked off to the left. So one, you're anticipating that kickback, and you're ready to press the opposite direction and kind of swoop around and rebound from that. And then the other component is just being able to accurately track the disco itself. You know, when you change direction, left or right, horizontally, that disco has a certain amount of delay, a variable amount based on what's going on. But it has a certain amount of delay between when it responds to you, or when it actually starts to move where you're at. And so by being able to anticipate that motion and being able to really like play at the speed of the disco itself, that can be a good way to start to figure out how to get through obstacles like this. Just being able to really have a good sense of how and where that disco is going to be. How fast is it moving? Where is it going to be? When's it going to be? And what am I going to have to do? The better you can see the future, the better you can play certain Kaizo situations. And I know that sounds like an impossible paradox. How do you, well, just get better, Forehead. But honestly, you can get to a point, especially with enemies that track you, like a disco shell, a fishing boo, a fugu, or something like that. You can really get to the point where you do sort of see the future. You're playing one or two moves ahead of what is actually going on the screen. You know where that disco is going to be once you jump over the wall. You know where the platform's going to be. Things like that, because you've spent a lot of time practicing and tuning yourself up to the speed at which things move. And I know this just sounds so silly and redundant, but I promise it's the heart of it all. It's fundamentals. For those that care about gameplay as an academic discipline, for those that want to take their gameplay to high places of achievement and ability, these are the kind of things that you wind up getting more nuanced at than you ever really even thought possible. And when you see someone play with that intense amount of nuance, you wonder, how do they do that? How do they do that? The secret is there kind of isn't a secret. You learn, and in the 80s they used to call it the heartbeats. I've read a few like how to master video games books from the 80s, and they refer to it as like the heartbeat of the game. If you find that heartbeat, the pace at which everything kind of moves, and then you train yourself to play in time with that, match the BPM, so to speak, you will have a much better job. You have a much better time anticipating the future, being able to see where things are going to be, and you'll have the control to line yourself up for that. We got Fernap, we got JW Dragger, and Sony Slave. Checkpoint 3, Code Phoenix, final section. Hi, Om Nom Nom? Yo, Sony Slave, lower right with a shot at it. Really, I know this doesn't sound cool or sexy in any meaningful way, but if you want to get good at Disco Shell, I'll tell you what you do. You go into Lunar Magic, and you literally just make a flat surface, a big flat area, and you just stick a disco there. Don't make a muncher floor so that if you fall off, you die, because you won't practice, you'll just die. But if you want to get better at Disco Shell, just literally make a big flat surface in Lunar Magic, and just make like the Pioneer and ride that baby for miles. Just do it. Like, I wish there were an easier way or like a trick to getting Disco, but Disco is a lot of muscle memory and just really understanding the movement speed, the timing, the possibilities, and how to recover from the unexpected bounce that you'll occasionally get. And I wish there were a simple way to teach that, but there really isn't. Just a big flat area where nothing can hurt you except the disco, obviously, and just surf on it. And if you fall off, just jump back on. And honestly, if you spend a couple hours doing that, spend a couple hours a week, spend 30 minutes just doing that, you'll get better. It's one of those things that there's really not a shortcut. You just grind the muscle memory, but I promise you, it is possible to be ungodly good at disco surfing. You can get to the point where disco is not going to scare you anymore. All the fear can go away with enough practice. Disco just becomes another way to get from here to there. Oh, we may have lost Code Phoenix. Sorry about that. F, TJ Crunchy, Fernap, JW, and Sony Slave hanging out here in the forest. Hey, they're back. Hey, Disco Stew, your fish are dead in your shoes there. I know, I can't get them out of there. That's my favorite Disco Stew line. I want fish tank shoes like that. That's actually wicked cool. I wouldn't put real fish in. I'll just put plastic ones. Maybe candy ones. Maybe a little bit of trouble on Code Phoenix's end. That's all good. It happens. I've never seen a system of tubes that didn't get clogged on occasion. This disco part looks to be the hang-up for a lot of friends right now. It is a tough section. Disco is, like I said, it's one of those things that there's really no shortcut. There's not a shortcut to learning disco. You just have to get that practice in. We got Max Takeover up here in the upper left. Fernap, JW, Sony Slave, keeping it real on the third checkpoint. And I hope you're all doing well, having a nice evening. Thanks for making Romhack races a little part of your Saturday. Have y'all been enjoying GDQ? That Tetris Grandmaster run got me interested in TGM. I didn't realize it was so alike to the classic model. And seeing Hoto Ruby run Legend of Zelda was a real treat. I don't know how many folks would like recognize. I'm not saying no one does, but I don't know how many folks like kind of recognize the significance of that run in particular. But Hoto Ruby is a really old-time speedrun legend who has like put up records that people chased for years and years, and getting to see them play live at a GDQ was a real treat. They are just as good as advertised. I was blown away by some of the stacked precision, being able to really quickly stack multiple really precise actions. Yeah, that was historical. That was actually historical. Big H for JW there in the lower left. Moving on to the second half of the forest. And yeah, yo, big shout outs for the Casio run. Big shout outs for that. That was well played. Cass did a good job. Third Wall did well on commentary. I figured it would be alright. Quick fennel kill. Solid run. Big GG's. Yeah, I was thinking that as well. I can't wait for the inevitable Metroid Dread run at the next GDQ. Like, you know that'll happen, and yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to that. Yeah, that was a very special run for me. Like, having been around in this for a long time, and just getting to see them run, like, actually play live was that was very special for me. TGM run, also great. Yo, welcome back, Code Phoenix. And what do we get tonight? We get, like, what, Deltarune and Portal, yeah. A Metal Gear. Isn't Metal Gear Solid 1 on NES? Are they? Wait, I haven't really understood how they're doing that. Is that the NES version of Metal Gear Solid? Like the Metal Gear? Oh, Metal Gear. Sorry. Metal Gear and Metal Gear Solid. You know what's solid, though? JW making short work of that next section. Yeah, it looks like as soon as you get off that disco part, everybody starts flying. Here goes JW, trying to give Code Phoenix a run for their money on the fourth checkpoint. Yo, Fernap, it's your turn. Fernap in the upper right. Lining those Goombas up. Oof. That can be a tough thing with para bombs and para Goombas as mid-air landing combo jumps, is that when they're in the air, especially para Goombas, and they both do it, but I feel like para Goombas, it's like more pronounced. Like, you just notice it more, but they swing left and right, back and forth. So you have to sort of anticipate that movement, and they can kind of juke you at the wrong moment if they move out from under you. Oh, Fernap, last jump there. Looks like Sony Slave and Fernap getting pretty close. I think once folks get off this disco section, they'll start to fly a little bit more. Well, I hope this is everybody's wake up call to go and practice a little bit of disco. Go and make yourself a little practice room. Do whatever you got to do, but go and practice some disco for next time. I promise that we'll get results. Well, I can't promise, but I would like to be able to. Yeah, the wall bumps. And that's the thing, though, you know, just if you find yourself, if you notice that you had a rough time with a particular obstacle, make that obstacle for yourself in Lunar Magic, right? Just copy and paste a big line of disco block bump rides, and then just do it a lot. Especially, I'm bringing this up especially because disco is one of those things that it's just, you have to just kind of grind the practice. And I know folks are doing that already. Not to suggest I don't think folks already get that, but they're really just there's no easy answers when it comes to disco shell surfing. You just got to grind the feel for it. Sony Slave having a rough time with that regrab underneath the double Goombas there. Yo, TJ Crunchy moving on. Final section, giving JW Code Phoenix a run for their money. Sony Slave, yo, back for another try. These Goombas are tough. Yo, Max Takeover back in the lower right. We might have lost Sony Slave. That's okay. These things happen. Hey, no worries. Thank you for racing with us. I hope you had a fun time. Oh, thank you. Oh, Code Phoenix with the unfortunate up throw. Alright, I don't know how many are left right now, but we got Co Phoenix, TJ Crunchy, JW, Dragair, and Max Takeover hanging out still with us. About an hour in. We schedule about 2 hours for these races. 7 total still rocking. I like to hear that. I say, if you want to try this for yourself, romhackraces.com is the website. If you have any questions or anything, please feel free to ask. There's only so much play-by-play I can do on exactly the same obstacles. But if I haven't explained something or you'd like to learn a little bit more about SMW Kaizo, mechanics, ROM hacking, whatever, please feel free to just ask. I hope you're having a lovely Saturday night. Feeling good. Feeling comfy. JW, what are you thinking here? Yo, I don't think that was intentional, but Max Takeover doing a drop nudge shell jump. A very technical trick. You actually probably could get up with one of those. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but it worked. I give 10 cool points for that. That's worth a tenner. Yo, here we go. JW at the checkpoint. Let's roll. Love those adorable little dino checkpoint holders there. I feel like I want those little statues like to like hold like napkins on my kitchen table or something, you know? Oh, good call from JW there. They did not do the grab jump, tap, grab, and jump on the same frame to get the key jump, but they did get the jump. So in that case, that meant they pressed B before they pressed Y, but they didn't just immediately give up. Yeah, they're doing it again. That's great presence of mind, honestly. That's what you should do, at least on your first or second attempt. If you, I mean, it's pretty obvious here. I don't know, maybe they haven't uncovered that yet, but it should be fairly obvious that they need the key. And even if they don't know that, they're going to find that out sooner or later. But what they're doing here is smart because they're just going ahead anyway. If you have the opportunity to just check out what's coming up next in the level, do it. Definitely do it. Knowledge is power. I don't think they need the key yet. So they're going ahead and they're learning this, and that's not a bad idea. Or say you need a power up. You know you need your mushroom to get through at the end, but you lose it early. Don't just jump in the pit. See what you can learn. See if you can get a couple obstacles ahead, or you lose Yoshi, or you lose whatever required condition there would have been to beat the level. Don't give up. You know, you're not going to win, but at least you're going to see what's coming up next, and that might give you the advantage in a race or in just clearing hacks yourself. Oh yeah, Code Phoenix, up and over, checkpoint. Nicely done. Well earned. Whoa, Max, take over one regrab away. Didn't quite have the horizontal momentum. The real treasure is in education. There are so many jokes I could make here, but I will refrain. All right, fine. The real treasure is in education. Yeah, in the coffers of the administrators, I suppose. All right. Is it possible to integrate other game physics and mechanics into an SMW ROM hack? Yes. Yes, it is. I mean, in general, it's the farther out from Super Mario you want to get, the tougher it's going to be. H for Max Takeover. Well done. Like, yeah, you can. Basically, it's like, yeah, you can do that. You can. We've seen. Let me think of some. I mean, there's all kinds of mechanical changes, bigger jump, floatier jump, cape physics tweaks, underwater tweaks, underwater everywhere, one swim water. things like motor skills. We've also seen things like Peach's float from SMB2. D4 made SMB1 physics for a hack that Carl did. There's another one called SMB for Lost Players that has SMB1 physics as well. That's all well and good, but I think like the farther away that you want to get from Mario, it might get a little. It gets a little trickier. For example, Mark Alarm recently put out. I think I saw on Twitter they were recently putting out their Celeste hack, Celeste.smc, and that integrates a bunch of physical mechanics from Celeste, the dash, and like hyper dashing and a bunch of other Celeste things. But the farther out you want to go, that took a lot of custom coding on Mark Alarm's part. So yeah, there've been like Street Fighter style health bars. There's like health bar fights like Mega Man or something. There's like that where you have like a boss or Mario has a health bar. But to do something like make it into Street Fighter, sky's the limit, but no one's gone that far out yet. Although D4 did make it into, did make Mario World into both Pac-Man and Space Invaders. So when I say sky's the limit, I mean it. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's not as easy as copying and pasting assets. You know, just because they're all... I used to think this as well. Just because it's all on the Super Nintendo, it doesn't necessarily mean you can just pull out the physics part of the game and just slap it in and have it work. You basically have to... You have to port things. You have to basically make things work with how Super Mario works. It's kind of like translating, honestly. TJ Crunchy with that checkpoint. You know, it's like what one game is written in one language. Well, this is a bad analogy because coding languages. Like one game is written in German and Super Mario World is written in Latin. And so you have to kind of translate. You can't just take the German phrase and like stick it in there and it's not going to make sense, right? You have to like translate it into Latin. So you have to code things in such a way that the programming of Mario World will work with those changes, and that's where I do not understand. That's about as much as as far as I can go. Yeah, that is also true. And what? Yeah, it's an ASM assembly, which is the really super difficult one to use. So not only do you have to like code your own stuff, but you have to do it the hard way. Yo, down the chute, Code Phoenix. Yo, let's go. Oh yeah, you know. Great job, Code Phoenix. Good job. No hesitation on that clear. But I have noticed that not one of our racers tonight hesitated before grabbing that gold dino, and you should watch it. You should always watch out. You should, if you're in a dangerous cave and there's a glittering gold relic there, just asking to be picked up and put in a museum of some sorts, Indiana Jones style, you should always be watching out for giant boulders, snakes, pits with spikes in them. You ever play Spelunky? I mean, you're in a cave right now, full of traps and wonders, and I didn't see a single racer hesitate. So better watch out. Y'all got lucky this time. There was an old level like that. Stuntman Mario, Icy Fruit made a level that was had a bunch of like movie scenes recreated, and one of them was getting chased by the giant boulder from Indiana Jones. That'd be really neat if we could make a level where you had to do that somehow. You had to guess how much the idol weighed, and then somehow like guess like correctly or incorrectly. Here's the thing I never understood. At the beginning of that movie, Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark, of course, a classic. But at the beginning of that movie, correct me if I'm wrong here, but he's standing there looking at the statue, right? He's looking at the gold statue. It's on that round diocese there, and he's trying to figure out how much sand to put in the bag to be the same weight as the statue. Except when he gets it wrong, the circular platform that the statue was standing on goes down. It sinks down in, right? Right? It's been a minute since I've seen that movie, but that's how I remember that scene playing out in my head, right? He pulls off the statue, he puts the bag down, and then the platform goes down. It sinks down, and then that's the sound it makes. And then the boulder activates. But shouldn't it rise? Wouldn't the heavy statue be keeping that from rising up? The bag was too... Oh. Well, that makes sense. All right, you got me with your logic and your science, your science logic. I mean, that makes sense. So nothing too heavy could be placed on it. But then why didn't he just put nothing? If only a too heavy weight, that doesn't explain his actions though, because why wouldn't he just err on the side of caution? It would have raised up. Well, then how was the statue preventing it from doing that? So wait, so you're telling me that the statue was both? So the statue was heavy enough to keep it from rising. It was the okay. You know what? All right. You know what? You win again, logic. You win again. You win again, science and logic. You foiled me yet again. You know what? You're all making perfect sense. Thank you for explaining this. You're making perfect sense. It was the perfect weight. If it was too light, it wouldn't have been able to hold the thing down. If it were too heavy, it would have sunk it down. So it was sitting there perfectly balanced, wanting to rise. So there would have at least had to have been some kind of pressure pushing up from below the platform of the statue, right? There was some type of thing. Otherwise, he could have just had nothing. There had to be some, yeah, there had to be some kind of pressure pushing up from below that the gold statue was counterbalancing, right? This is why I don't steal artifacts, you know. This is why, because I would get crushed by a boulder. Could he use water pressure because it's next to a river? That also makes sense. I'm learning. I'm going to listen to you. You're the commentators now, chat. You have usurped me. Well done. You killed me. Good. Yeah, you know, I think they put the Ark of the Covenant into that same room that the Smoking Man goes into on the X-Files, where they keep all the alien stuff. Oh no, JW learning an important lesson. Yeah, the frustration ducks. Yeah, you can see it sometimes in the body language. Max Takeover, I think trying to spin on the Spinies. See if they learn that same lesson from before. Those pipe lakitus can be kind of weird. Because they stick up above spikes, you only have... It's kind of like a Wendy. You can only hit them when they're fully up in the air. As they're moving down or when they're below. You can kind of see them down there, but you can't actually land on them. Maybe the Ark only melts your face if you're up to no good, and that's why the U.S. government didn't open it or look at it. You know? Like any of those men in black who would have looked at it, they're already up to no good, and they would have known that it would melt your face if you're up to no good. So they're like, you know what? We can't look at this or it'll melt our faces. Better just put it away. Yo, Wendy's that function like a pipe lakitu? What about Wendy's? What about just Wendy's, but the two decoys throw Spinies at you? That'd be cool. I don't think it's possible to make it like I don't think you could, just from looking at it visually, I don't think you could accidentally make it across by jumping on the Spinies. I think you might be able to get the first one, but you're not going to be able to get the rest of them. Yeah, what about a Wendy, but the decoys throw Spinies? Sir, this is a Wendy's. Ma'am, this is a Lemmy. Yeah, this is where just questioning just really comes into play. You know, you have to look at the situation and think, can I make this? You know, it's one thing to just try to do it over and over again. Think about it. Can I really make this? Does the shape of this area look like something I'm supposed to make it through? If you're spin jumping and you notice that you're going to land on a Koopa or something that gets destroyed by a spin jump, that's your clue that, like, hey, you know, you don't actually spin jump. Oh, I like that strat there. JW taking a little bit of time to practice key jumping. I like that. I like to see that. GG. Yeah, did you notice they stood right at the beginning by the checkpoint where it was safe, and they just hung out and practiced key jumping a little bit. That's a good play. That is a great play. Always do that. ABP. Always be practicing. WYNT. When you need to. Looks like everybody's kind of lining up for a shot at the end here. Yeah, those double flying platforms, pretty quick. Quick to jump. How are y'all feeling tonight? Hopefully comfy. I hope you're having a nice night. And, thanks for being a part of Romhack races. We will have another race every Saturday. That's next week. I don't know who our maker next week is, but it's going to be fun. And you can always bop that follow button. Come back and see us again on Saturdays. Prestinator. Ah, yes. Oh, yo, TJ Crunchy. Let's go. Oh, you like to see it. Yes, I appreciate this. Yes, TJ Crunchy hesitating. Hesitating before running right for the prize. I like to see it. That is good practice. That is good practice. Sir Wetbeard joins us in the upper right, Fernap in the upper left, JW, Max Takeover, everybody working on the final section, upper right working on the second half of the first. I know that might not make sense. I don't know if they're here or not. But if you like this, check out Orcus is their SMW hack. A really good hack from Jordan. Kind of flew under the radar a little bit, but I really think more people should check it out. It's super chill. It's like this hack. It's well made. It's chill. It's really fun. Sneaky good. Salmon. Yo, thanks, D4 with that SMW Central link. Thank you. Oof. Sir Webber trying to get out of the second half of the first area. Close read, though. Hey, thank you so much for making tonight. Great level. We really appreciate it. Testers love this one, I'm told. I can see why, too. Yo, JW, this could be it. Aw, yeah. Yo, you love to see it. JW getting down there. I love that sparkly dino. Man, I wish I had a gold sparkly dino. My life would be one better by exactly one gold sparkly dino. Isn't that what we're all asking? Where's my gold sparkly dino? Yo, endless comfort, not endless ascent. Yo, I like this these endless accounts. Endless comfort joins us in the lower left. Welcome, thanks for racing at Romhack Races. Om nom nom, thank you for the gift sub. That's kind. Yo, enjoy the brand new Romhack Race emotes made by Skytree. They are excellent. We got brand new ones. If you're subbed to Romhack Races, not only do you get these great emotes, but all your subs and bits go right back into the Romhack Races community, so that we can keep bringing you cool stuff like this. So we're looking at Fernap, upper left, and Max Takeover, lower right. If you want to know who is farthest ahead right now, they have the ability to clear from this section, but we will need to hit a checkpoint after the spiny Lakitu part. I'm not sure if the racers think that you need the Goomba to be moving downward when it touches the 1F0. At first I thought those up throws were accidental, but it looks like they're both doing that on purpose, and that would work. I mean, you certainly could get through that way, but I wonder if they think that the Goomba needs to be moving down or something, which it does not. A 1F0 will just automatically put whatever sprite touches it into a falling state and stick it, glue it right to the line. So you don't actually need to throw the Goomba up there. Oh, yeah. Key jumps sneaking their way into 4-star levels, yeah. The thing is that doing the up throw Goomba at that moment can decrease your momentum. You want to approach that section with a lot of horizontal momentum. And when you do the up throw, it can kind of cut that a little bit. And it might make getting the regrabs a lot more difficult. Although there is enough headroom there that you don't actually just need like momentum regrab jumps to make it through. So it's kind of up to the player. So yeah, I don't know how are you? Sorry, I ran out of things to say. Do. Yeah, TJ Crunchy D, thank you for the raid. Thanks for racing with us. Hope you had a fun time. Yeah, it's funny how tricks and the perception of difficulty evolves. Totally. I think in general, 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10 levels have become a little bit more reachable. You know, a 5 out of 10 used to be tough, and now it's par for the course. I think on the whole, players just get better and better every year. I think key jumps are kind of just becoming kind of part of the lexicon. One of those tricks that just an increasingly more and more hacks just kind of expect you to know. Because, I mean, it's a pretty basic idea, and it's not a very hard trick to get, even if you're not consistent at it. The thing that can make key jumps extra tough is having to do either multiple key jumps or mid-air key jumps or key jump under duress in some way, with a lot of stuff going on in a very small frame window with a low ceiling. If you put, the more constraints you put on a key jump, the more difficult it's going to be. But in a situation like this, you do one of them, it's a fairly free jump. I mean, all you have to do is the trick. And that's this whole adage about, you know, when you make a Kaizo level, especially a race level, you want to focus more on making hard tricks, not making the tricks hard. A key jump is a hard enough trick to do without also giving them a low ceiling or a spike that falls on your head or something like that, something that will kill you if you don't do it really good. It's a little bit, unless you get the perfect jump and some momentum, you won't get the height or something. That tends to compound the difficulty very quickly. And oftentimes, the hardest things in Kaizo, well, it's funny, because things are either hard for one reason, or they're hard for, like, a multitude of reasons. Fernap, nice HGG. Little lowercase dino H there. And Fernap, moving on to the final section. But, you know, like a trick in Kaizo will tends to either be like really difficult because it's a one-frame trick, or it's difficult because essentially all of this is easy, but you've just thrown so much. You have to do the jump, but you have to do it fast, and you have to do it with a low ceiling, and you can't jump too high, and you can't jump too low, and the bullet will shoot at you as soon as you land, and the spike will fall on your head if you don't move, and there's a fugu. And you have to stand on the right-hand side of the key because if you don't, the piranha will shoot at you. You know, you could just, like, pile it on more and more and more. That's what can make Kaizo tricks really difficult. And I think that's sometimes where makers just go a little bit overboard, you know, because it's tough to tell how tough something is, especially if you, the maker, already get how it's supposed to go. You're not going to realize that the player doesn't know to stand on the left side or whatever little bit of information you internalized without realizing it. And so that's always something that, like, I kind of just, like, I don't know, advice or whatever for makers is, like, make hard tricks, but try not to make the tricks hard. You know, it's hard enough to do a shell jump. It's hard enough to do a key jump or a sticky fly or whatever have you. You don't have to also give them the minimum amount of space. Look out. Yo! Well earned. Well earned. Hey, GG. Sir Wetbeard moving on to the 3rd checkpoint section. That's a big H. Good play. Well done. Well done. I like that persistence. Big capital H. Hey. Ch. Look out, Fernap. Let's go. Yeah, being a little suspicious. A little bit of suspicion goes a long way. Nicely done. Yo, well played, Fernap. GG. GG. Got the sub 2 hours even in there. Heck yeah. Well played. Max Takeover up next. And then there were 3. We got Max Takeover. We got Endless Comfort. We got Sir Wetbeard. And we got you. And I'm glad we do. I hope you're enjoying yourselves tonight. Big thanks, as usual, to Romhack Races staff for helping us put this on. Dr. No on the restream. D to the 4th on the website, helping out with the leaderboard, all the testers and scouts. We really appreciate it. And, of course, viewers like you. What are we gonna do after GDQ's over, man? What are we even gonna do? Yeah, games will be slow for a while, won't they? I'm working on my next speed game. I tripped over a rock and fell in love with a new speed game I absolutely adore. So that's been nice. Yo, big agree. They're all dope races. I hope you're all having a nice time. Thank you again. I don't know, I ran out of things to say, but thank you again for making Romhack Races a little part of your Saturday night, or for helping us out throughout the week to put these races on. It's an honor. Yeah, that is true. It's a relatively beginner-friendly level, but it's longer. Yeah, that's interesting, too, because there's time for someone to get hung up on this or that particular bit of tech. With these longer levels comes a need for players to be a bit more well-rounded. Yo, Saturdays are the new Friday. Hey, GG, Fernap, you persisted and won. And that's the real victory. Yeah, that's true. I didn't notice that, but that's true. Yeah, you can see all three styles represented right now. You were definitely not the only one to have that issue, Fernap. There were quite a few people who spent a lot of time on that particular disco section. Again, you know, I don't mean to be any particular way about it, but I hope this is a wake-up call for all of you to go and practice your disco shells. Do 20 minutes of disco surfing every day, and then you'll be better at it. Sometimes levels like this can be a really clear indicator of what you need to practice. And I say myself included, you know, if there's a level where you just blaze through everything except for that one part, then, you know, go and practice the tech a little bit so that next time you encounter that, it won't be as much of a thing. Yeah, there will be a quiz. I expect your group assignments to be done by one person in the group and turned in. Yo, give your energy to Max Takeover here in chat. They are super close to getting it. The checkpoint here in this fourth section, they just need to get across that Lakitu gap. Endless Comfort trying a good strat with those piranhas. If you're spinning and you touch the top of a shell, you'll just kill it. And that can be especially annoying in cases when you want to actually grab the shell. And so in order to try to prevent that, they're letting the piranha plants sink down really low first so that they can rise up from beneath the shell. If Mario's feet touch the top of the shell, you'll kill it. Even actually somewhere toward the middle, you'll kill it. So you want to basically aim for that shell with Mario's head, not with his feet. So that's actually a good strat there. Oh no. Was that an accidental exit? Oh no, not sure. Not sure. Perhaps a break. You know, it's always good to just take a break, take a little rest, rest your hands. That is always important. Well, it's all good. All good. We got Sir Wetbeard. We got Endless Comfort hanging out here. Final two. We schedule about 2 hours for these broadcasts every week. Racers are welcome to continue playing, but we schedule brand new. We schedule 2 hours for the broadcast every week. Want to give a shout out to Endless Comfort. I believe a new racer on Romhack Races, and I really would like to just say thank you for racing with us. Great job, great effort for persisting for this amount of time already. That's a good thing. That's a good sign, and I appreciate the dedication and persistence. I hope that Romhack Races can be a fun way for new players to work on their chops a little bit. You know, we are certainly here to support everybody, no matter what your rank on the leaderboard is. You're a member of our community, and we support and encourage people to just reach a little bit higher and you know, get to where they want to be with Kaizo. This is tricky stuff. It's tricky stuff. But while we're hanging out here, we got a couple of minutes. I want to let you know about romhackraces.com, our official website. Grab this and any of the other patches for any of our races from that site. They're all nicely arranged and organized with beautiful little screenshots, and it's lovely. You can also jump on the Discord from there if you want to hang out and talk shop with us a little bit, or get the new Romhack Races base ROM if you want a nice pre-stretched, pre-approved, pre-painted canvas for all your ROM hacking needs. D to the fourth, so kind and helpful, has got those links in chat for you. And, you know, the GDQ finale is on tonight, so if you haven't got those donations in yet, about time to do that. But just thank you all for being a part tonight. I know there's a lot of stuff going on this weekend, and I really appreciate in the midst of all that folks wanted to drop by and hang out for a race with us. I think you're all kind and cool, you know? Hey, thanks for being a part of it. This is a super fun time. This is one of my favorite parts of the week. Get to hang out, watch some cool Kaizo games, check out what's new in Romhacking too. Yeah, big GGs. Thank you so much, everybody, for just coming out, racing with us. I hope it's fun. I really appreciate it. Again, big shout out to the testers and the folks behind the scenes that help make Romhack races go. Go and follow the racers, and if you want, go and follow our staff and testers too. Nom, I know, is putting on a killer cool stream lately. Big streams over there, over on twitch.tv/omnomnomnomnomnom. Hey, no worries. Thank you for racing with us, Sweatbeard. You can play anytime. Yeah, don't forget to play Orcus too. But yeah, feel free to come back race with us anytime. Thank you for trying it out. I hope you had a good time. And yeah, I think for tonight we're gonna say hey to a new friend. I think this is their first time racing with us, and I love the username. So let's all make a new friend and go on a little old Romhack Races raid. We're gonna go say hey to Endless Comfort, our last racer standing. Give them some hearts, give them some ups, give them some follows, and just chat and say hey. You know, we're here to support everybody at every level of Kaizo gameplay. Wherever you're at, you know, there's something to challenge you, and I'm really glad that folks are trying out Romhack Races and just want to be a part of it. So we're gonna throw a raid over there, and I hope to see you all around the Kaizo SMW community. Thank you for being a part of this again. I hope you enjoy the finale of GDQ. Maybe we'll get to that 3 million. I don't know. It was looking a little bit like I didn't know, but you always get those late night big donations at the end. So have fun. Have fun this weekend. 2.79. Maybe we could get there. It could be, and maybe we'll all get to see it. Thank you so much for hanging out. I have been GlitchCat7. I am also a streamer, and you can check me out on twitch.tv/that username I mentioned. I might stream tonight, but I will definitely be streaming tomorrow. I got a fun new speed game I'm all obsessed about, and we got hacks to mod and fun to have. Thanks for hanging out, and thanks for making this day a little bit better. You matter. Your thoughts matter. Your heart matters. Your feelings matter. You matter to other people in your lives, and you matter to me as human beings. You matter to the internet's #1 longboy furret, and the people that matter to you in your lives would love to hear from you about that. We know Black Lives Matter, LGBTQIA+ lives matter, Indigenous lives matter, disabled lives matter. You too. Let's do some good for each other, and I will see you around again. Thank you so much for making Romhack Races part of your Saturday. I will see you again real soon.